Hello, this is MC Purple discussing therapies and holistically as a spirit, mind and body. Over the last 50 years, yoga's come in from India, and Tai Chi, mindfulness. Of course, a long line of walking and drinking tea. The tea actually comes in from India as well, right back to the Indian Tea Company. So discussing, interacting, poetry was part of the early coffee shop, tea shops, into theatres, into discussing literally the celebration of literacy. But there seems to be a thing that echoes from 1880, 1930 and 1950 into the idea of a fearfulness of people who were too expressive. And this key equals the fact that the sedation that occurred in the 50s up to the day where Denise Walsh or different people have discussed that idea of mental health again, that in the mental health it defies the spiritual healing or the emotional healing or the physical healing that is a mind, body and spirit thing, that you need to harmonize and balance the diet, the exercise, the emotions, the mind and the body. So the key here is, does mental health sometimes have an adverse problem? So in all these therapies, counseling you get at the doctor, cognitive therapy, can you get trauma triggered or get false memory syndrome, and then you get all these great psychological words put upon you? So the compassion it takes to heal bereavement in the family, as in forgiveness, mediation that Bishop Tutu clarified, can cause an echo that could keep people traumatized, and therefore when you're sedated and controlled, as in some of these psychiatric drugs, do those people maybe need healing through gym, walking and good diets? So anger, stress management and frustration in the family, community, workplace, people can get post-traumatic stress. Post-traumatic stress is not personality disorder. This is the key. So working in a holistic therapy clinic for 5 years, and in the past doing health food cooking and reflexology in mediation, when people turn to so-called holistic alternative or traditional mythological healers like astrology, palm, tarot, reiki, massage, mediation, runes, people are looking for a harmonization with the past to live in the present to equal the future, as in NLP and some of these more clearing, creative redesigning. So as we redesign our present to redesign our future, we're not sedating and being controlled. Now in our studies at the Butterfly Shop, we did look at the hearing voices and seeing visions group in Camden, and echoed around the country, and I do think it might go around the world, that in effect they're saying you can't have voices and you can't have visions. The point being here that you, guided by a good healer within the community in the old traditions, you were able to understand your visions, as in dream therapy, or understand your ancestral spirit guides, as in healing your ancestors in Shinto, Buddhism, Hinduism, shamanism and tribal groups across the Aboriginal communities in the Celtic, Saxon, ancient Greek or Egyptian, as in the cultures who want to get back to their ancestors. The key here is that when the Ninginong, the voices that have no meaning, that are of no use, that part of the brain, so why do they not give techniques in the hospitals to shut down that and give guided spirituality? This is because they're atheistic and literal, and psychologists don't necessarily believe in the visual mind or the spiritual mind or the ancestral realms. Therefore, anybody empathic, spiritual, clairvoyant could get taken to a situation where they're misunderstood, sedated and controlled. As we know, some of our community or some of our friends have been through a lot of stress. This can occur through housing problems, post-traumatic stress, bereavement of a loved one, or any kind of experiences of trauma and shock in war and family feuds, etc. So anyway, we're continuing the discussion on redesigning your present to redesign your future, to find the correct holistic pathway to calmness through mindfulness, which I do in the Tibetan Buddhist Center, and walking, which is an ancient thing, to overcome these complex times, and to look at our diets and the gyms to keep them all open. So we do ask Prince Charles and all the community to really look at the holistic viewpoint on healing the mind, body and spirit. And to all our loved ones who've suffered, you know, everybody has a right of holistic medicine, everybody has a right of holistic care, and we have a right of creativity, empathy, spirituality, and a right to acknowledge vision and spirituality. And, you know, it's trendy in Camden amongst creative artists and musicians to be telepathic, imaginative, spiritual, and clairvoyant in some cases, where people will acknowledge through the spiritualist churches their ancestral messages that have great meaning and knowledge, their angels, fairies and guides. Hearing voices that are of no use needs a technique to shut them down. And this is what they should offer. So I suggest if anybody needs help, they should learn a technique rather than take a sedative tablet and monitor their health plan better. Okay then, thank you very much. It's MC Purple, rediscussing therapies and redesigning a holistic pathway. May the 31st, 2022. Thank you.